So, but
So I've stayed away from almost all of that, you know.
so how was Nikki Deuce getting the whole crew back together too? And then obviously,
It was great.
or
One of my favorite things I've ever done. It took me 7 years to make it. I sold it in, I think, 2005 to Nickelodeon. It went through 3 different sets of screenwriters, 9 scripts. Jim did it for me.
Yep.
Michael Imperioli. Have you seen the movie?
I did, yeah. But that's I was at because you get all the guys.
It's a good movie. It's funny. You had Vince Curatola, you had Michael, you had Tony Sirico. I mean, we had a ball doing it. We were up in Montreal. I was there for 2 months, and we weren't all up there together at the same time, but it was fantastic. One of the favorite things I've ever done. And Nickelodeon chopped up the movie. It was longer and could have been much better, but Nickelodeon. I don't know. Whatever, but I was happy we got it done. It's a funny movie. The scene with Jim makes me laugh. I haven't seen it in years, but every time I watched it, it made me laugh.
That's awesome. I have one question about The Sopranos. I saw you did an interview about that, something in regards to James Gandolfini, but you talked about the scene where you put the dildo on your head to make him laugh. Can you walk us through that?
Not on my head. I twirled it around. It's a big one, like 3 feet, like that. And I just twirled it like this. And when he's off camera, then when I'm off camera, and then you see him laughing in that scene where he's pouring the drink and he falls over, that's what he's laughing about. And you could almost see Uncle Junior, Dominic cracking.
Yeah.
Almost see him.
That was like a genuine laugh on his part.
Oh, absolutely. That was like 7 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. And he already had seen me in the costume, the Elmer Fudd outfit.
Yeah.
So he already had seen the Elmer Fudd, so I had to try to make him laugh. So I went to the prop guy. I said, "You got any dildos? You got something to make this guy laugh?" He had about 25 of them. I don't know what he's doing with 25 dildos.
Ask him why he had those?
Yeah. So, so that's what you see in the shot. That's what I'm doing while the camera's not on me.
Were you ever worried like getting whacked early on in the show?
Of course.
And you have like a backup plan?
My backup plan, as soon as I made some money, I paid my house off in Las Vegas.
Okay.
I had a big house on an acre of land that I had built. And the first thing I did was pay the house off, because I figured if all else fails, they're going to kill me.
Yeah.
I'll go back to Vegas and figure out the next move. At the time, I had also owned a talent agency. I was booking comics and bands and a couple casinos, all, for many years while I was doing The Sopranos. I had a partner. He would handle one part, I would handle the other. So I guess I would have done that. We were doing pretty well with it. And that was the backup plan, man, to pay the house off. Luckily, it didn't matter because I made it to almost to the end, but that was it. I didn't buy a place here until the show was over.
Wow.
I was afraid. It was a real concern that you were going to get killed.
Yeah. So as we wind down here, Steve, just kind of take us through some of the stuff. You mentioned some of the books you wrote. Do you have any plans to write any more? What's next for you acting-wise? Any other endeavors you got going on outside? I know you started that sauce company a few years back.
Yeah, that we went out of business. We grew too fast. We were in 3,000 stores. Sauce is great. I still have some left. But that went out of business. It's a shame. About a year ago, we tried. My partner had gotten sick and he didn't want to go any further. But, it's a really good sauce. It's all organic. It wasn't about the product. It's just, it's tough out there. They're the real mob trying to deal with these stores and with these distributors. They shake you down. So that went out of business. I've been on Blue Bloods. Hopefully we get back to work soon for season 11. I've done 76 episodes, way more than The Sopranos. We tour with a show called Conversation with The Sopranos. Last year we did Australia, Atlantic City, Foxes. We've done a whole bunch of dates. We had a 16-city tour, which was almost sold out in the UK, Scotland, Ireland. We were supposed to start at May 12th, start in Glasgow, and that all got wiped out. We have some dates in August probably going to get canceled. So we do the show. It's me, Michael, and Vinny Pastor. We have a comic, Joey Cola, so sometimes Rob McNutty, and they open the show. Then we show some slides. We do question and answer, and then we take questions from the audience. In Australia, we've been doing 2,000 people a show. It's crazy. People hanging off the ceiling, man. The show's worldwide, so it's amazing. And now the podcast, which Talking Sopranos, it's on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcast. We have over, between audio and video, I believe over 700 downloads, and it's about 3.5 weeks, 700,000 downloads. People seem to like it. It's episode 5. Episode 6, David Chase wrote us some new dialogue for the cast. Tony and Carmela and Bobby and Chris and Paulie, and he gave that to us to read on the air. So this Monday, I don't know when this is airing, but Monday, episode 6, we'll be reading that. The first time, new dialogue for Soprano characters. Wow. David Chase wrote it. It was nice enough to give to us. That's it right now. I mean, I'm right now, unless I have some idea for the books, I put that on hold and see what's next.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd love to talk about how uncomfortable it was being on the Eric Andre show.
It was uncomfortable. I knew what I was getting into, kind of, but we never spoke before.
Yeah.
I had to go to L.A., believe it or not, so they flew me out first class and put me up. And I had to go there for some meetings, so that's kind of why I did it. And I had seen some of his crazy stuff. I never met him. I only met him there. I only said hello to him like when it was over. I mean, it was 9 a.m. It was a cloud of weed, smoking weed. They had all kinds of liquor. I had a full bar in my room, beer on ice. It was 9 o'clock. No one spoke to me before. No one, nothing. We're just going to interview. First of all, there's no band there, I don't know if you know that. So if you watch the show, there's nothing there. He's got the heat, the air conditioner shut off. So you're sweating like a pig. I don't care who you're sweating like a pig. The interview was 45 minutes. You saw 3 minutes of it. No one ever said what we were going to do. They had guys come in to mic me. Okay. And then there was a guy like shadowing, saying, well, this is how you do it. He was showing a guy how to do it, right? Went out there. Hannibal, I know a little bit. Hannibal Buress, I knew him a little bit. He's funny, Eric. He's crazy. He stunk like a billy goat. I'm not kidding you. Absolutely stunk. And he kept giving me the walnuts and the ice cubes. He was fucking annoying me. I'm starting to get annoyed because I'm sweating. He's annoying me. Then they have the guy running naked. He dipped his balls and cock in the fucking sauce. That wasn't supposed to happen. I didn't even bring the sauce. I didn't bring the sauce. They had that on their own. And then the guy was running around naked. And I was saying, your mother must be really proud of you. Wow, this is great. You went to college for this? So you don't see any of that. I'm fucking cursing him out. I'm cursing Eric out. I was afraid the guy was going to sneak up behind me and put his balls on my shoulder. That's what I was afraid of. Because I kept looking, right? And there's no band. They put the bands in later. And then at one point, which they cut out, they said, hang on, there's something wrong with your mic, hang on. And the guy that was shadowing started trying to grab my balls. And I had to fight him off like that. Get the fuck out of here. I pushed him out of the fucking way. And I got the joke. It was funny, but it was annoying. And at the end, it was, I did have a good time. It was fun just to be crazy.
Yeah, no point.
And then, I just hugged him at the end. I mean, he smelled so fucking bad. But at the end, we hugged and shook hands, and I never even really said anything more to him than when we were being interviewed.
So
that was it.
You never seen him once and spoke to him once?
Stayed the whole 45 minutes?
No, nothing.
Wow.
No, never had a real conversation. 45 minutes, we just talked with the mic, and you saw, and then I finally got annoyed. I mean, I wasn't really mad, but I was kind of annoyed, so I threw the fucking chair over and he fell out of it. But I see that shit he does, with someone, he put the rats on the floor. Did you see that? There was a girl he was interviewed, I forget who it was, and he had like 3 rats at her feet. And if he would have did that to me, I would have fucking had to fucking hammer him. Of course, I'm not into mice or rats, so I'd rather fight Shaq than deal with a mouse.
He's a ball.
Yeah.
But he does well. He's funny. He's got a lot of people have seen that. I mean, people stop me all the time, but they say, "Was that set up? Did you know?" Nothing. I didn't talk to anybody. My publicist booked it. We went on. Like I said, there was a cloud of weed. That was it.
That's awesome.
That's so.
I guess he just smokes all day while he was doing it. It's funny. He goes to the band and he keeps calling over to the band. The band they must hire the band for a day or two to do all of them.
That is so fun.
It's a low budget affair.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So you do a lot of work for a charity, including the Lollipop Kids Foundation and Master of Ceremonies. Can you walk us?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of stuff. I do a lot of stuff with the Garden of Dreams, with the Madison Square Garden. I've hosted that for 3 times. Great comics. The Garden, it's Garden of Laughs. All the money goes to kids, underprivileged kids, kids in the tri-state area. Jim Dolan puts a lot of money into that. I mean, it's a really good organization. Every dollar goes where it goes. I mean, we've had on the show over the years Ray Romano, Seinfeld a couple times, Chris Rock, Tracy Morgan, Bill Burr, Brian Regan, Sebastian Maniscalco, and it's like a privilege and an honor that I go up and I do my little 4 or 5 minute monologue and then bring the acts on. And Jon Stewart, I mean, and we've raised millions of dollars, and it's every other year. So I'm happy to do that. Lollipop is another good one. Kids that are in the hospital, they bring movies to. I've been involved with that. I try to help out when I can. I can't do them all, but I try to help out when I can. If I think it's a worthy thing where the money goes where it's supposed to. There's a lot of charities, and you find out later the CEO's making $700,000 a year, and you're going, and why the fuck did I do that? But these things that I pick and choose, all the money goes where it's supposed to, so I'm selective, but yes, I help out whenever I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love that. That's great. All right, Steve, we don't want to take
What else you want to ask?
I want to ask you a little bit about, we had Lilo Brancato on, and I
don't really know Lilo. He's a nice kid. I don't really know him. He's a really good guy. What he did, I'm not even going to get into that, but the times I've met him, he's a good guy.
Yeah. All right, man. We really appreciate
you guys.
Yeah, really appreciate your time coming on. Stay safe out there with all that's going on, and we're looking forward to seeing you do some good stuff in the future.
Take care, man. Nice talking to you guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
See ya.